What's going on, guys? 8BitGlitch79 here, and today we've got something exciting for you. Today we're taking this ratty, beat up Game Boy Color I bought at Siege last year for like 25-30 bucks, something like that. It was under somebody's table, and yeah, we're gonna make it look brand spanking new. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be doing this like kind of guerrilla style camera work because I don't really have the tripod and set up to do an overhead thing. So real quick, we're gonna look at the Game Boy that we're gonna be tearing apart and making it new. This I bought again at Siege last year. You can see here it's missing the battery compartment, and it's actually missing on the battery thing here. It's missing the spring that holds the battery in. So I had to use a piece of tin foil to kind of wedge that so that it would work. But as you can see, it does work. That's the screen as we all know and love from the original. That's the way it looks and everything. So we're going to be doing a new screen on that, backlit, all that. It's going to be about 25% bigger even. And yeah, so we're going to tear this thing apart and put it in the new shell. Okay, guys, so the new shell, check it out. That's right. Once I saw this kit come out, I was like, I have to do this. This is just screams 8-bit glitch. It has the aesthetic of the original NES. The buttons are black for the D-pad, red for the A and B, and of course the start and select. So yeah, this is the shell we're going to be doing. It's got the NES gray on the back with the black on the front. It's going to be really fun, really cool. I cannot wait to put this together. The kit comes with that shell. It comes with the screen here. Now the screen is, what's great about this screen is the glass and the screen are one piece. So that there's no way of dust or things to get between the lens and the screen. Kind of like your cell phone. Think like your cell phone. So that's going to be a really added bonus to be able to do. And again, it comes with new membranes, your stickers for the back, and the buttons here for the shell and for the the buttons. The on-off switch, the infrared reader. And what's cool about this screen is it does have a touchpad, a touchpad, so you can change settings via that. So with that, guys, let's get this thing torn apart. So what you're gonna need is a tri-wing screwdriver to get this Game Boy apart. The only thing we're salvaging from this is the motherboard itself. So what you want to do is you're gonna want to, first of all, we're gonna have to take the batteries out. As so, and you're gonna remove the 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're down here in the battery compartment, right there. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll go back. All right, guys. Now with the 6 screws removed, you just take the back off here, as so, and you just toss it aside because we don't need it. So now, what we need to do is we need to take the 3 Phillips head screws, one here, and one here, to get the board out. So let me get those, and then I'll be back. Okay, we got the 3 screws out for the motherboard. You're also going to need to detach the ribbon cable from the existing screen up at the top here. And you do that by these little gray, lifts here. You're just going to push them up. I'm going to try it one-handed here a little bit. You just push them up to unlock it. Just be careful. See, I lifted that one up, so now that's sticking up. And then we do this side here. Sorry about the camera work. Again, doing the best I can with what I got. So, there. Now that ribbon cable will slide right out. Eventually, sort of, kind of. Come on. One-handed here. So, It's a lot easier than this when you got two hands to work with. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. So I got it out. So now we can lift this board right out, set it aside. We're going to need that, because that's what we're going to use. And here we go. We got our original shell here with the buttons. We're going to put that aside. We are not using that. We're using all new stuff, but you might want to hold on to that for the future. So I'm going to take a look at this board. I'm going to see if I see anything. I mean, we saw the board was working. I've been playing games on this since I bought it, to make sure it works good. And I've played through several games, so we know everything's working good. So, but I'm going to give it a little once over now that it's completely out on front and back, just to see if there's anything that's concerning, that looks bad. And while it's out, I'm going to clean the contacts for the buttons there. Just clean it up basically with some isopropyl alcohol. You want to use the highest percentage you can get. I've got 90%. If you can get even higher, that's even better, but 90 should be just fine. And yeah, I'm just going to go around and clean it up a little bit, and then we'll continue on to the next step. One of the things I'm going to focus on is the battery terminal here is a little bit corroded on there, the non-spring side. So I'm going to clean that up, make sure we got a good contact on that one. The other one that was broken, as you can see here, is missing the spring. It's in the case. It's missing the spring and it's pretty corroded. Sorry about the focus. Right there. But the new shell has a replacement in it already, so we don't have to worry about that. So with that, I'll be right back. All right, just so you can see real quick what I'm doing. I just took a Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol, and I went through and I just rubbed on the pads here. So where the start and select are, where the A and B, and where the up, down, right and left are, and I'm just rubbing against here. And I mean, this looks really clean anyways, and there's nothing coming up on this thing. But since you got this open, it doesn't hurt to give it a little once over, because while you got it out, you might as well. So that's all I'm doing there. On the other side, I looked over the board. Everything looks really great, looks really good. What I might end up doing, and I'll just do this off camera, won't show it, is I'm going to try to get in where the cartridge go, the pins there, with like a credit card. You take like an old credit card or business, like some kind of plastic card, like a gift card, and you wrap it, you know, with a microfiber cloth and wet it with some isopropyl and go in and out like it's a cartridge. And I can get those nice and clean as well. So I won't show that because it'll be hard to do with the camera in one hand. But that's all I'll be doing for that. And everything else on here looks very good. Again, I just got to clean this battery terminal here, as I pointed out, and I'll show that afterwards. Okay, guys, so here we go. We got the new screen here. You'll want to make sure you leave the protective film on the outside while you're working on it, so you don't scratch it, the lens. So here we go. Here's the new ribbon, the board and the ribbon cable for the new screen. They taped it on the back here. What we're going to do is remove that to get it ready for soldering. And so we protect. Let's see, they got this hooked up. Oh, they got this hooked up to it. So you just pull this up. Oops, sorry about that. Again, sorry about that. They had it connected here. So this is another ribbon cable. You just push that, pull that up to get that unconnected, and then we'll remove this so we can keep the screen aside, protect it while we're soldering, and we'll just get this ready for soldering. So what we need to do is I'm going to pre-tin the start and select here, and the power, and start and select pads here, and the power one on the back. So I'm going to do that, and then can't do that with the one-handed, so I'll do that and then get back to you. Again, this is not a lesson on how to solder or a tutorial really to follow along with per se. I will link that down in the description, one that's from Handheld Legends themselves about this. This is more of just documenting this process for myself and to share with everybody on the channel. There you go, guys. So I got two solder there. Probably could have done better, but I think this should be good to work. I know anybody else who's better at soldering is going to be like cringe, but hey, I'm an amateur. This is what I'm doing. So then there is the other side is the power pad right there. So I've got a knob there. And now what we need to do is put the wires on, prepare the wires that came with the kit for those, which are right here with an extra. They put an extra touchpad in there, but the touchpad's already built in. It's right here, but there's another one there in case needed. So they gave you two lengths here and then a shorter length. The shorter one's for the power side, I believe. I'm gonna double check, and the two longer ones are for the start and select. So I'm gonna put those on and we'll go from there. Okay, now that we got the wires, start and select, and the power on the ribbon cable here, we're gonna tape this back to the back of the screen. So I'm gonna take this and use, I'm gonna get a new piece of tape because I got something stuck on it right there, you can see. Actually, whatever that was came right off, so I'll try this, see if it's still sticky. This is called Kapton tape. I got it off of Amazon. It's kind of hard to find anywhere else, but it's a good for these kind of projects. It's an insulator. It protects things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, reattach this here, and then what we're going to do is do a test before we put it in the shell, because you want to do that, because once you take this the adhesive off this and stick it in the shell and it doesn't work, it's really hard to get it returned if there's a problem with the screen. So you kind of want to test it outside of the console, or before you put it in fully. So I'm going to attach this here, attach the power, and then we're gonna check it. So I'll show you along for that ride. I'm gonna shut it off now so I can get this on properly, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it was really cumbersome to try to show how I tested the screen and put things temporarily back together, but you see the screen is working fine. I don't see any problems. That black bar on the Nintendo, you know, is because there's no game in there, but I don't see anything right off the bat that looks troublesome. So I'm gonna put this thing permanently together. So now what we gotta do is peel the 3M off of here and on this side, and then we're going to stick it into here. It goes in, you see this bottom lip goes in kind of under like so. Of course you got to have it the right way, under like so, and you just fit it in there. You know, it obviously going to fit in only one way, so I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to do that, leave this on until we're completely done. Then I'll peel that off to keep it protected while we're still working. All right, now that we got the screen in, like that, we're gonna attach the rest of this here. They did send, in the instructions that they had, they didn't use this, but they did send this insulating pad here. I think I'm gonna stick this on the back of the screen here, a piece of it, to have the board when it tapes down, so it's not touching the screen, so we don't have any shorting problems or anything of that nature. So I'm gonna do that maybe, and then I'll get back to you. So here I did the start and select wires from the ribbon cable down to these points here. Start is the P13 and select is the P12 right there. I could have been a little bit cleaner of solder, but whatever. I think it will work just fine. And so now we kind of just sandwich this in. So now what I'm going to do is try to rearrange these wires and tape them so they go in between the pads here with some Kapton tape so they don't interfere with any of the pads. So I'm going to do that, and then what I'm basically going to do is flip the board into the shell and attach the ribbon cable. So stay tuned. So you can see what I did was I took a piece of Kapton tape that I have and just taped the wires so to make sure that they go between the button pads once it's in the console, so they don't interfere with the button presses and so forth. Yeah, so that's all I did there. So now I'm going to flip the board over into the shell, but first I got to put the buttons in and the membranes and whatnot, so I'll do that. As you can see, I put the buttons in here, A and B directional. These are just membranes for buttons, no actual buttons, and I'm just putting the membranes on now. You want to make sure you got A and B in the right place, but if you see B has only 2 spokes, or A rather, and B has 3, so there's kind of no way to mess that up, but just make sure. You just don't want to have to deal with that after the fact. Yeah, so I'm gonna put these membranes on, make sure they're on good, and then we'll sandwich this thing together. Okay, so at this point, I got the board flipped over. I got it screwed down with the 3 screws to the case. I reattached the power because I had to unhook it from the power switch here. You want to go to the second post from the bottom of the power switch to that power and the ribbon cable. So that's all attached. Now we have the touch sensitive pad here that we can got to fold and kind of get under here. Fold and get under. There we go. So see, it's there. Now if we need to, we can put a piece of Kapton tape kind of against the body, but I mean that's folded up pretty good up there. We'll see how it goes. If not, we'll have to take it apart and do that. But the wire here looks good. It's fastened down. The buttons are all in and screen's good. So let's put the power switch on. So they gave me a couple of options, it looks like. They gave me a black and a red. So I could go either a red power switch or a black. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with red because there's still a lot of black on here, and the A and B buttons are red, like the controller. I think in power is, you know, power, it's red. So I think I'm gonna go with the red one. Comment down below if you think I made the wrong choice. But we're gonna put that in here so that it works. Okay. And we need the IR sensor. So I think with the IR, instead of red, you know what? I'm going to go red with that as well. Because like I said, there's a lot of black already on here. So let's figure out which way this goes. Up here. I think it's this way. Let's see. Is that in there? Might have to do this off camera. Let me do this off the camera. Okay, so now the infrared, what you call it thing is on there. And they gave me an extra D-pad membrane. I don't know if that was like an accident or that's normal, but and then it cost a black power and infrared cover. Gonna save those. They gave me the screws here. I'm gonna use the screws they gave me to put the case back together rather than using the original ones. And it looks like you have another cover thing here. What's that for? I'm trying to think. Is that an infrared? Another infrared? I think that might be an extra infrared. Black. I don't know. But basically, I'm just going to take and put the back on now and attach the 6 screws they gave me for it. And then that should be it. So I'll be back once that's done. Okay, she's all together. I still have the screen protector on it for now because we got to put the stickers on the back. They gave you some stickers, as I mentioned, to make it kind of look and feel legit. So I'm going to stick those on and then we'll do the test. Here we go. Got the stickers on. This one probably could have been a little bit better, but whatever. So here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, yeah, baby. So you're supposed to be able to touch the touch sensor. Yep. For all your different brightness levels. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. Oh, that looks amazing. All right, and then I know if you hold for long, there we go. Just, oh, that's the brightness level. Let's see, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you hold it, that goes through like, I don't know, like different screen modes. Like that. And then I know if you hold start and select, see the word advanced there. And you might wonder, why is it called the advanced video system? If you know, put it down in the comments what that means, advanced video system. It's a little trivia for you, why they put that on there. But anyways, so yeah, with that selected, you can use start and select to move the screen if it's not aligned right vertically. It's either vertically or horizontally. And then if you hit the touchpad once in this mode, video will highlight, and if you start and select, you can move it the other way, the opposite of the vertical or horizontal. I can't remember which is which, but you can use that to align the screen if it's not lined up right. And then if you hit this again, it highlights system, and with that you can, with start and select, you can change the color of the word down below to something that you like. So let's see, I'm gonna pick that matches like the screen itself. It's like a green, a yellow, orange, blue, or purple, a red, blue, an orangey, I don't know. So for now, I'm just going to pick something like that. And then you hit start and select together, and it saves it, and now it's all lit up, and you're good to go. So let's get a game and take the screen protector off, and let's give it a go. Alright guys, so I thought it would be fun. I brought out my childhood Game Boy Color. One I didn't want to cannibalize for this project because, well, it's from my childhood and it's nostalgic, you know. But I thought I would bring this out so you can see a pre-modded Game Boy Color. This is Wario Land 2. This is the Japanese version. It's cheaper. I got this from John Riggs, Wario Land 2 and 3. So yeah, so this is a Game Boy Color, pre-modded, 1998. Goodness right here. You need light, obviously, to see it good, all that stuff. So now let's play the same game into the modded Game Boy. All right guys, here we go. I'm gonna turn it on. Let's see. Wow. That looks beautiful. So let's let this go through. Wow, this is gonna be a blast to play. Let's get the title up here so we can see it. Yes. Let's see if the screen needs to be moved at all. Oh, let's just go in. It's a new game. That looks beautiful. See, can you skip this? Yes, you can't. I wanted to get into the game. Come on. All right, let me get in the game. I'll come back. Here we are, guys. Yes, this looks great. The buttons feel fantastic. I'm playing one-handed, so pardon my bad playing. But yeah, the buttons feel great. I went through and played a bit of here, and it was awesome. So I am super stoked for this. Let's put in a regular Game Boy game and take a look at that. Here we go, guys. We got a classic here by Rare. Can you guess? Battletoads. All right. So this is what a regular Game Boy game looks like. Again, playing one-handed, so bear with me here. So that looks amazing. This is going to be a blast to play. So let me stop it here and give my final thoughts. All right, guys, so that's it. She's all done. She looks fantastic. The quality of the materials is great. The buttons are really responsive, and of course the screen is absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to get some more gaming in on this thing and just have some fun and not have to worry about the lighting or where I'm sitting or anything to see the game. So yeah, I highly recommend this. This is from Handheld Legends. I'll have a link to their site down below, and also a link to the video, more detailed and better instructions on how to do this. don't follow my video. I'm not an expert or anything like that. I would recommend following their video. And yeah, I was just doing it to share the product and to show it a little bit and kind of document my process of going through it. So yeah, tell me what you think about it down below in the comments. And with that, guys, I'm glitching out.